She's testing you, right now, in this conversation, in that canceled plan last week, in that strange comment you couldn't quite read, in the mood that shifted without any obvious reason. This isn't random. It's not her personality being difficult. It's not just quote_0, quote_. It's a test, ongoing, systematic, not because she's calculated or cruel, but because she can't help it. Because her psychology keeps asking the same question on a loop. Is this man steady, or will he come apart the moment things get uncomfortable? And here's what you need to understand. Every time you texted, quote, 1 after she went cold on you, you failed the test. Every time you got defensive after a provocation, failed. Every time you immediately offered 3 alternative dates after she canceled, failed. Not because you did something bad, but because you didn't know what was happening. After this video, you'll know. 7 of the most common tests, what they actually look like, and how to respond to each one so that she ends up more drawn to you, not less. Let's go. Before we get into it, one thing worth being clear about. When I say test, I don't mean she's sitting there consciously engineering situations to evaluate you. That's not what this is, at least not most of the time. It's instinct. Her psychology automatically creates scenarios that answer a question she can't always articulate. Is this man grounded? Does he know his own value? Will he hold his ground or fold under the slightest pressure? This isn't personal. It's how partner selection works at a psychological level, in everyone, not just women. Understanding that is what lets you stop reacting emotionally to tests and start moving through them calmly. Not because you're playing a game, because you understand what's actually going on. 7 tests. Let's go. Here's the classic one. You've made plans. You're looking forward to it. An hour or two before, she messages, __, quote, _3__. No explanation. Just the cancellation. Most guys react one of 2 ways. The first, they push back. Quote, _4, quote. That's anxiety and frustration coming out. Test failed. The second, they fold immediately. Oh, totally fine, no worries. When works for you? And immediately offer 3 new options. That's someone willing to accept any terms just to keep things moving. Test also failed. What is this test actually checking? Whether you have your own value. Whether this cancellation hits hard enough to show how much you were depending on it. Or whether you're someone with a life, and one evening is just one evening. How to pass it. Short and calm. No worries, all good. That's it. Don't offer a new date right away. Let her bring that up if she wants to see you. This isn't coldness. It's simply, I have a life and I'm fine. If she actually wants to meet, she'll follow up and suggest something. If she doesn't, you've got your answer. First test, the unexplained cancellation. You pass it with calm and 0 pressure. This one looks like a throwaway comment. But there's a hook in it. Quote 7, quote 8, quote 9, quote 10. What happens with most guys at this point? They start defending themselves. Quote 11, quote 12, quote 13, and then 3 paragraphs of justification. That's exactly the wrong move, because defending yourself is the reaction of someone who needs her approval more than they trust their own self-assessment. What is this test checking? How secure you are, regardless of what she thinks of you. Whether you need her to see you a certain way in order to feel okay. How to pass it. Don't defend. Agree easily, or flip it into something light. Quote 14, quote 15, quote 16, quote 17. Ease and humor instead of defense. That's confidence. You're not rattled by the provocation because it doesn't actually threaten you. You're fine with who you are. Second test, the provocative statement. You pass it with humor or calm agreement, never with defense. Here's a scene. You're discussing something, a movie, a situation, someone's behavior. She shares her opinion and looks at you. You disagree, but you think, if I say what I actually think, she might not like it. Better to just go along with it. So you say, yeah, I guess you're probably right. Test failed. Here's what goes through her mind in that moment. Not quote 19 more like, either he doesn't have opinions of his own, or he's too afraid of me to share them. Both read as a minus, because what she's looking for is a man who thinks for himself, someone she can push back against and have it actually go somewhere, not someone who nods at everything she says. Disagreement, delivered right, is attractive. It signals that you're a real person with your own perspective on the world. How to pass it. Say what you actually think. Calmly, no edge, with genuine curiosity about her view. Quote 20 You disagreed. You didn't attack. You made it a conversation. That's far more interesting than quote 21 Third test, the opinion test. You pass it with honest, calm disagreement and real interest in her thinking. Hold on. I want to say something here that you might not love hearing. The first 3 tests are about how you react. That matters. But the next 4 go deeper. They don't just show how you respond in a moment. They reveal who you actually are. And here's the thing about that. You can't pass these with the right answer if there's nothing behind it. She will feel the difference between a man who knows the correct response and a man who simply is that way. So the next 4 aren't about technique. They're about who to be. This test happens when she's upset, wound up, or in a dark place. She's sharp with you, or she goes quiet and distant, or she says something like quote 22 and shuts down, or a conversation turns into criticism seemingly out of nowhere. Most guys do one of 2 things. Either they panic and try to fix it, quote 23, which communicates that her emotional state is destabilizing you, or they get defensive, quote 24, which starts a fight. What is this test checking? Whether you can stay grounded when there's turbulence, whether her emotions frighten you, whether you become part of the storm, or you stay the shore. How to pass it. Don't panic. Don't defend. Be present, quietly. I can see you're going through something right now. I'm here. That's it. Don't force her to explain. Don't rush to solve it. Just presence without alarm. This is rare. A man who doesn't lose himself when she's not okay is exactly what she's looking for. Not because it's strategic, because it creates a feeling of safety that nothing else replicates. Fourth test, the emotional storm. You pass it with calm presence, no panic, no defense. The classic. She mentions some guy, maybe casually, quote 26, maybe with a bit more color, quote 27. And she either looks at you or doesn't, but she's paying attention to what you do. Here's how most guys respond. Either visible tension, they start asking who Marcus is, how long they've known each other, how often they talk. Or performed indifference that reads as exactly that, performed. Quote 28 Both are reactions, and a reaction tells her it landed. What is this test checking? How secure you are in your position with her. How much the idea of her talking to other men actually shakes you. How to pass it. Just keep going. Maybe something light, quote 29, and move on. No interrogation, no tension, no pointed casualness. You're confident in yourself. You know you're someone worth being with. Marcus is just Marcus. Fifth test, the mention of another man. You pass it by continuing the conversation without any visible reaction. This one is quiet, which is exactly what makes it significant. She does something that doesn't sit right with you. She's consistently late. She says something sharp. She cancels last minute. She goes silent for hours and then messages like nothing happened. And you think, I don't want to make this into a thing. I'll just say it's fine. I don't want to seem sensitive. So you say, __, quote, _30, __. Here's what happens on her end. Consciously, she thinks, okay, he's not upset. But at a deeper level, she's received information. This is acceptable with him. He'll let it go. And next time, she pushes a little further. And the time after that, a little more. Not out of malice, just because people naturally test boundaries where they don't find any. What is this test checking? Whether you have self-respect, whether you actually believe your time and comfort have value. How to pass it. Say something, calmly, once, no drama. Hey, when you're running late, just shoot me a message. I value my time. Not an ultimatum, not wounded pride, just a fact stated plainly. I have things that matter to me. That's normal. Sixth test, the boundary push. You pass it with one calm, clear statement. No scene, no sulking. Last one, and it's the subtlest. You've been talking for a while. It's been good. And at some point she says something like, so what even is this? Or, I'm not really sure where this is going. Or she just starts acting like she's waiting for something, without being explicit about what. Most guys dodge it. Quote 34, quote 35, quote 36. Or they overcorrect the other way, rushing to declare something before it's actually clear to either of you. What is this test checking? Whether you can lead, whether you have clarity about what you want, whether you're willing to say it without needing a guaranteed outcome first. Women don't want a man who's drifting. They want a man who knows where he's headed. How to pass it. Be honest. Be clear. No pressure, but no evasion either. I'm enjoying this. I like what's happening, and I want to keep getting to know you. I don't need to put a label on it today, but I know I'm interested in where this goes. Simple. Honest. No panic, no rush. You know what you want, and you're not afraid to say it. Seventh test, the question of direction. You pass it with honesty and clarity. No dodging, no pressure. 7 tests. The unexplained cancellation. Calm, no pressure. The provocative statement. Humor, never defense. The opinion test. Honest disagreement with genuine curiosity. The emotional storm. Steady presence without panic. The mention of another man. No visible reaction. The boundary push. One clear, calm statement. The question about direction. Honesty and clarity. Here's what all 7 have in common. None of them are passed with the right phrase or the right technique. They're all passed through the same thing, your internal state. Who you are when things get slightly uncomfortable. A man who knows his own value doesn't react sharply to provocation, doesn't unravel when emotions run high, doesn't lose his footing under pressure. Not because he's learned the right responses, because he's actually okay with himself. And here's the thing. When you pass these tests, not because you know how, but because you genuinely are that way, she feels it. And the attraction after each one grows, because she found what she was looking for. Someone steady. Someone she can actually relax around. One last thing. Tests are how she reads who you are once she's paying attention. But the first impression comes before any of that. It's how you show up, how you approach. What happens in the first 30 seconds? Because if that opening is off, you might never get to the tests at all. The next video is about exactly that. How to approach without freezing up, without saying something awkward, without creating that painful moment where neither of you knows what just happened. How to make the first 30 seconds work in your favor. If that's something you want to get right, that's where we go next. See you there.